Yeah, and to the roof, to the moon, we're coming in hot on this week's episode of Lancaster Connects. It's the show of audibles. We've got Ben remotely coming in and joining us momentarily. We've got roofers here and HVAC people here. And we've got Betsy Shank from Acorn Acres Wildlife Rescue and Elliot, the ground pig, joining us. Say hello to Elliot. He's not as happy as Poppy was to be on the show. So
Betsy, he's a lot younger too.
Yeah, okay. So he's a little more spry. And sassy, as you said in the pre-show. So give us a little backstory on Elliot and how he came to Acorn Acres.
So Elliot came into rehab at a different facility. He came into Red Creek Wildlife Center, and he was injured. And he wasn't doing well. He wasn't recovering as they had hoped, and they had deemed him non-releasable. And we had Poppy at the time, and in wildlife rehabilitation, you try to keep the animals with like species. So their director contacted me and said, we have a groundhog that's non-releasable. Would you like a friend for Poppy? And I said, sure. So Elliot came to live with us August 2nd, 2 years ago, and very quickly became Poppy's little brother. They did know each other very well. They were, they enjoyed each other. And now he is the chief groundhog ambassador for Acorn Acres.
And so now Poppy has since passed along to the big
Correct.
Groundhog forest in the sky. And so did Elliot miss Poppy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so kind of like dogs, like we have two dogs, and we dread that day when one of them goes away. They'll know it, so they get a connection too.
Yeah, they do. They are social, and they created a bond. So when she didn't come home, he cried and whistled for her.
Huh. Yeah,
for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, my goodness. Well, we're sorry that she left us, because we can obviously say she was important to you, and she was such a celebrity. Literally, she was in a Super Bowl commercial, groundhog and whistle pig, and superstar with Bill Murray. So Elliot's got some big shoes to fill. He's got the diva thing down, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, Poppy was a once in a lifetime. She was the Emmy nominated groundhog.
Yeah.
And now Elliot's got some big paw prints to fill, and he's doing a good job. He's just doing it his way.
Okay. Very good. Very good. And so we're going to get more time with you, Betsy. I wanted to bring Ben in because we apologize. It's been a day of audibles. We had a little change up in the schedules, and normally I'd be on the store, but we've got roofers and HVAC guys here today. So it's kind of like a construction site up in the store for the moment. Hi, Pam. Thank you for tuning in. Pam Whitwer. I'm going to butcher that last name. Pam says hello. I think, Betsy, you can see that. So we're going to mix it up a little bit, but you had a surprise for us.
I do. So 2 years ago when I was on, you had asked if we would name some squirrels after you. And we can't just name any squirrel.
This is incredible.
After the two of you, we have to be, you got to find the right ones.
I swear,
well, we have them this year. This is Ben and Jeff.
Wait,
our
which
entire
one is
crew. This is Ben, and this is Jeff.
Very good.
No, why is one Ben and one Jeff? What?
So Ben is pink and Jeff is no mark. We identify all of our squirrels, so that we can track, who's growing, who's gaining weight, who needs more food, who's on medicine, who's not. And, sorry, I had a runaway squirrel. Jeff ran away.
That's pretty appropriate, isn't it, Ben?
So, but we mark all of our animals so we can properly track their progress when they're in our facility. And as we were going, it was like, you know what, this one's Ben and this one's Jeff. And the whole team loved it. So now that's how they're labeled in our system. And everybody,
That's
they live in
great.
bin 24. And it's like, hey, I get to go feed Ben and Jeff.
That's fantastic.
So they all know the story. They all know about the first podcast. It's just a fun thing to do during a very hectic baby season. So thank you for that. I'm glad you got to meet Ben and Jeff.
That's just incredible.
How long have they been Ben and Jeff? How old are they?
They are probably about 9 weeks old now. So they are our oldest babies of the season. And they will be the first to be released. You have some nice trees there in your backyard, Ben. Would you like them?
There's plenty of squirrels back here, so sure. I'm
I
surprised
won't
we
put you on
haven't
the
seen
spot
any.
like that.
Yeah, at any given moment, there's like 4 to 6 squirrels in the backyard.
So right now, squirrels are probably sleeping. It's afternoon and they take siesta. But no, these guys are going to be released probably in June, end of May, beginning of June. And they're so far nice, healthy, chubby babies, and they're giving us a lot of fun this year.
That's incredible.
Now, where did I come from? How did I come into your stead as Jeff the squirrel?
I don't have that information prepared, but I can certainly find it for you.
That's all right. I just figured I would ask the question. I'm sure it was a fantastic story, regardless.
It probably was. The public brings us all of our animals. Hang on, I'm going there right now. We are paperless, so I'm able to just jump on the computer.
Nice.
So Abby and Suzanne Neely from Hunter's Path in Lancaster brought them to us. They found 2 baby squirrels. So they are from Lancaster.
Very cool.
Lancaster squirrels on Lancaster Connects. Gotta love it.
There you go.
Gotta love it. Well, thank you for thinking of us. That's fantastic. Just fantastic.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. Ben, I know you've got some stuff going on today. Appreciate you coming in literally like 5 minutes before when we planned to have this just be a Jeff solo show. But I figured Betsy went to the trouble to name the dynamic duo of squirrels. Anything for Betsy and our watchers? I'm so honored to have a squirrel named after me.
Can the squirrels, can you put like little cape squirrels, like super squirrels? That's what we need.
In Photoshop, we can. They tend to chew that stuff off pretty quickly.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I think any squirrel uniforms would have to be donated, and I think that's probably better use of funds for the wildlife rescue.
Correct.
If you want your squirrel dressed up, send in your own clothes. Oh, that's funny.
Well, Betsy, that was thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Ben, have a great rest of your afternoon. Thanks for taking out the time. Appreciate you. And we'll continue on with the show.
Sounds good. Have a great show.
Yep.
Thanks, Ben. See ya.
Yep. See ya.
So that was a lot of fun. So I have one thing I want to bring up, and is part of why we do Lancaster Connects. We'll bring Betsy back on here in just a minute. We'll let all the critters get settled, and then we'll bring Betsy on to talk about all the great things that are going on at Acorn Acres. Lancaster Connects is a show. We want to shine light on the community. We want to use it as a vehicle to do good for our community. And one of the neat things that came around because of Lancaster Connects is we had Mrs. Huber from McCaskey High School. I believe it was McCaskey High School. I know McCaskey School District of Lancaster, at least, reached out to us a little while back about a student of hers that was maybe not as attentive in class as he could have been, was a little sleepy, a little drowsy, and come to find out this student was sleeping on the floor. And so because of what we do here on Lancaster Connect, she thought, hey, if I reach out to Ben and Jeff, would they be so kind as to donate something to this student in need? And we, of course, did. I mean, that's largely how we approach requests. If we feel it makes sense, if we feel it's a genuine need, we will find a way to say yes to a request. It may not be exactly as requested, but we always try to find a way. And so there's Mrs. Huber and this young man who was sleeping on the floor. And what you can't see in that picture, if you notice, up at the top there in the corner is what appears to be a water leak. And if you could see the carpet, you would have seen the black mold that was present there in the bedroom. And, not everyone is as blessed and as fortunate as you may be or others may be. And we were just so honored and grateful to be able to help this young man get up off the floor, get into a new bed, and help him wake up happy and be more productive in his day. Because that's truly our purpose here. We believe that. We believe we help people wake up happy, reduce their pain. They're in a better mood. They're more productive. They leave home happy. We're just a better community. And that's what we believe in here. And so we're committed to this. And so one of the things that's been on my plate for quite some time is to take this moment forward for more kids and to be able to do it for more kids. And so we're asking any and all Lancaster County teachers to nominate a student. You go to gardenersmattressandmore.com/nominate. And while we can't necessarily give a free bed to every kid, what we can do, at least for all requests, is get them a really wonderful, great new pillow. And I scour my industry contacts to find great product for these needs. So it'll change a little bit time over time, but we'll always give the student and the learner something incredible, something that they might not be able to otherwise provide for themselves, or mom and dad might not be able to provide. And so we're asking teachers to nominate their students. If there's a student that is in need, and, teachers, they've got information and access to some of this stuff. So they're going to know if a student has a need. They're going to be able to tell if something's going on at home. Maybe there's been an instance where mom or dad left, maybe a grandparent passed away. There's been a change where it's affecting the kid, and a little more comfort, a little more peace can be brought into their life. A little more wake up happy, rest a little bit easier. This is what we want to do. So gardenersmattressandmore.com/nominate. Go there, fill out the form, and we're happy to donate that product. We'll email you as the teacher the instructions on how to get that pillow. We ask that you come get it. We are open 7 days a week. But if that's really is ultimately an imposition, we'll figure it out. But don't let that stop you. At least claim the pillow. We'll reserve the inventory for you, and then we'll get either you can pick it up or we'll make sure you get it. One thing that I would suggest is you use maybe a personal email, because I do know school emails have a lot of firewalls and protections, and obviously we're not going to send you an email from a .edu .organization name that your school email firewall might pick up and allow in. And so just think about that. If you use your school email and it otherwise gets to you for other things, so be it. But just remember, we're not in your ecosystem. So we'd love to help you. We'd love to help your students. And again, if your students are happier, if they're more productive, you've got that much better of a classroom, right? Your kids are more engaged and they're eager to learn. So again, gardenersmattressandmore.com/nominate. And I'm just so grateful that Mrs. Huber at McCaskey saw it in us, to trust us with that request and honor it. And we did. And we're going to do that for more kids all across the county. So that's that. So with that, we'll bring Betsy back on for all the good that she's doing with Acorn Acres Wildlife Rescue. So Betsy, for those that weren't with us a couple of years back, share what you do and why you do it.
So I'm a wildlife rehabilitator, and Acorn Acres specializes in the rehabilitation of squirrels, bunnies, and woodchucks. We also rehabilitate all of your small, common backyard prey animals. We don't do any predators. So moles, voles, shrews, mice, rats, and then of squirrels, bunnies, woodchucks. These guys are the basis of our ecosystem. They are the foundation. If we don't have a strong foundation, everything else is going to topple in. So I think it's pretty important that we focus on the little guys, the underdogs, the guys that are, out there aerating our soil and planting our trees, which ultimately grow up and clean our air. So we are the only facility in the state that specialize in those animals, the squirrels, bunnies, and woodchucks. We do education, a lot of public education, with students at schools, assisted living facilities, 4-H, summer camps. We do a whole lot out at that fish place. We run our own summer camps. It's educate. These kids are our future, and we want them to appreciate everything that they've got right now and learn how to nurture it so that we'll have it for a long time to come.
Yeah. So on that note, I guess if teachers would want to bring you in, like a science teacher would want to bring you in to talk to kids about ecosystems and ecology and how everything connects out there in wildlife and nature, that would be a great thing for them to arrange with you, correct?
That is perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
And we have our live animal ambassadors that we would bring with us. Elliot, the groundhog, Snags, the squirrel, and Scarlet, the southern flying squirrel.
Snags and Scarlet. Love it. You have no fun over there, do you? You don't enjoy any of this. It's just typing away, putting animals into the system, picking them up, fixing their broken little leg. You have lots of fun, right?
We do have, we like to have fun. Wildlife rehabilitation can be very difficult. It can be soul sucking at times. Sometimes there's just very tragic days. We try to keep it lighthearted. We try to keep it fun. So that our volunteers, want to come back with it. And I want them to enjoy what they're doing because they're doing so much good work. So, naming squirrels, we generally don't name our animals. They all have numbers, but when we get to name, a Ben and Jeff, it's fun. Then we have our ambassador animals, Elliot, Snags, and, Scarlet, and we get to work with them. And sometimes you just need to go play, tug of war with Elliot. It's enrichment for him, and it's a brain break for our volunteers, for our whole team of helpers.
Yep. Do you take Elliot on walks? Is that the harness that I saw that went around? Do you walk him around the neighborhood?
So we do walk outside. It's sunlight is good. It's a natural source of vitamin D. And anytime we go out to an event, he is tethered to me in some fashion. That's usually with his harness and leash. It just gives me that extra, fraction of a moment to grab him. There's a very good example right there. He was tethered to me. All of the animals now, Scarlet, she's only 30 grams, so she does not have a harness, but she actually sits right in the palm of my hand. But Snags wears a harness and Elliot wears a harness.
Was that Elliot picking a Super Bowl winner? Is that what I saw that flashed through the screen?
Yeah. That was our Groundhog Day event. That was his very first official prognostication. This past February 2nd. His first year with Poppy, he did the Super Bowl only, and then this year he had the whole thing. So he made his very first official prognostication.
And how did he do?
There he is eating his Brussels sprouts.
So he gets his vegetables in.
Absolutely.
So see, kids, if Elliot can do it, you can do it. So how did he do in his first big game prediction this year?
He chose the Chiefs.
Good for Elliot. Good job.
And they won. So apparently he's a Swiftie.
I guess so.
No, he actually chose the Chiefs 2 years in a row. With his first year with Poppy, he picked the Chiefs, and then he did again this year. Then he also picked an early spring. So I think he's done a good job.
Yeah, seems to be. It breaks my heart as an Eagles fan that it was right a couple years back, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I guess he's got to honor
maybe next year.
He's got to honor his talents, right? He can't. So just kind of shifting gears here, just to know you a little more, what are some of your favorite and most creative names? I know you don't name all of the little ones that come into the clinic there, but when you do pick names, and other than Ben and Jeff, okay, that's number one. That's your favorite name. But what are your favorites, and what are some fun names that you like to give them when you do it?
We really don't assign names. Sometimes some of the special animals tell us. It's just a feeling that you get. You just look at that animal and it's like, oh, your name is Finnegan. We have an eastern gray squirrel with albinism, and everybody wants to name him Ghost or Snowy or something like that. And I looked at him and I'm like, no, your name is Finnegan. And that's what I felt. So I don't just randomly pick names. I allow them to kind of tell me. And it was actually kind of the same.
Kind of had an issue with connection there for a second. Seems like we might have lost Betsy for a moment. So we'll just take a pause. All right, we'll take a pause and see if we can't get Betsy back. That happens sometimes. And the internet mostly complies with our wishes and what we want it to do, but sometimes it doesn't. So that's what sometimes happens. I know Betsy has some big news, so we do want to get to that. But we'll see if we can get her back, because I want that to be her news and not me sharing it first. Again, this is why we do the show. We get to show interesting people doing great things for our community. You might kind of like do a double take at what the heck is the mattress store having the squirrels and the groundhogs on the show for? And the reality is, as Betsy said, they're a keystone part of our ecosystem, which really, all things in our ecosystem are. But if someone wasn't there ensuring that these little animals live on and can go out there and multiply and keep things going, who knows what might happen? We know that Betsy and her team and team of volunteers there does a great job. And so we'll wait to see if Betsy comes back on. In the meantime, Chris, we may as well. It's been a day of audibles, so we may as well call another one. Well, why don't we give our sleep better tip? We'll give that a while, and we'll go through one of our testimonials a while. We'll do that, and this way we can maybe buy some time as things go along. And so my sleep better tip for you this week, again, we will mail you a copy of Sleep Better, yours, for free, when you go to gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better. And so one of the things that I've been focusing on as of late is breathing before I go to bed. So much about sleep is about routine. And one of those things that I've added in to my routine is some box breathing. So a deep breath in, holding it for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, and then a pause for 4 seconds and kind of working around the box. So to say, if you Google box breathing, you'll see what I mean. And so that's really helped me get some excess air in as I go to sleep. Kind of reprograms the brain, de-stresses the muscles. You just feel better, more relaxed. And so that helpful tip and many others like it are in the book Sleep Better, and we'll mail you a copy. And again, you go to gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better, and you get the book. And then I'm filling in for Ben's job here. I apologize. I should have had this out. One of the things that I'm most proud of here, and here's two more, I had a whole bunch of these last week as well, and they come in every week, is our handwritten testimonials. Now, you're not going to be able to see these here on the screen, even though you can clearly see there is distinct handwriting between the two. Share that for nothing more than to show you I'm not sitting here just writing about myself. I think it says a lot, and I don't mean this from a position of arrogance, but it says a lot about the team. My team that's out there in the store right now working to serve our customers, because they're the ones in the front line. They're the ones doing a good job, and they set the tone. They set the expectation for our customers, and they deliver the 5-star experience. And so from Haskell Royer, talks about the book, actually. What do you think of our process to assess the needs and suggest the right mattress? He said, your book pointed out many sleep attributes, and Drew explained how those mattresses fit his needs and what his desire was in a new mattress. And so I'm just so proud that we get these, and our customers take the time to send them in. I think that's special in 2024. And so we're just really proud of that, and we want to share that with you. It's nice to be in a spot where customers say, why you versus other choices? And we get to say, take a look at what our customers have to say, helping people just like yourself. So you can check out all of our reviews at gardenersmattressandmore.com/reviews, and you'll be able to see everything I'm talking about. And we get the Google ones and the Facebook ones too. And there's a link there that you can go and check out. But if you want to read firsthand personal accounts, you'll be able to see them there. And with that, we have Betsy back through the miracles of technology. How are you?
Better. Wow.
We made it.
Well, that was a complete system failure there. So grab my cell phone and here we go.
Yeah. Well, we'll get through the meat of our interview time here together. So you have some big news that you want to share. We went over what you do, how you help the local ecosystem. Are you ready to share this big news? Is that okay?
Sure.
Now that I've teased it and let it out of the bag, right? So I'll set it up and then you can take it over. So we know, because you've shared with us, that you started this from your kitchen table, which again, that's why we love showing folks like yourself on Lancaster Connects. We got the United Way on one end, and then we have Acorn Acres on, starting out in your home, helping our community. But now it's time to grow. And with that, what's going on?
In a partnership with Ryan and Ashley Tuma, Acorn Acres is moving. And we are moving to a commercial facility located about a mile from where we are currently. So we're going from Millersville to Manor Township. The building is probably very familiar to a lot of people. It is where Pine Creek at Manor or Manor Animal Hospital used to be located. So right now we've been operating since inception in a 12 by 14 dining room. And through our partnership, we will now be operating out of about 1,900 square feet. Every year we've had to close to intakes because we're out of space. We are currently closed right now. I cannot take any more animals. There's no more room. So having this space, we're going to be able to help our community as much as they're asking us to help them. We're also going to be able to provide some in-house education, and we're going to be able to give tours. People want to see wildlife rehabilitation. There are some rules as it relates to the permitting, but the way this building is designed, we will be able to give tours so people can understand more thoroughly what wildlife rehabilitation is. We are not cuddling the animals. It is a science. It is a lot of hard work. There's a lot of education. And with this building and this partnership, we're going to be able to share that with our community.
That's fantastic.
This is a game changer for us.
Yeah. I mean, going from 12 by 14, which is about 150 square feet, to more than 10 times that is just tremendous. So very happy for you. And I'm sorry, the Tumas, you said their first names. Can we repeat that?
Right.
Say it again.
Ryan and Ashley.
Ryan and Ashley Tuma. So thank you so much for supporting our community and the mission there at Acorn Acres. We can see here on what will be the new Acorn Acres Wildlife Rehabilitation Facility. We can see your name right there at the front door. So again, fantastic for you and to the Tumas to come together and bring forth this cool place for our community. I mean, I imagine you said you can stop by for tours. So if you're out and about with your young children, or even as an adult, if you want to come see, if Ben and Jeff were still there, if we fast forward and it's all open and Ben and Jeff the squirrels were there, you could come see us, right?
We don't have a move-in date scheduled yet. I do think that Ben and Jeff will be living in the trees by the time we get a chance to move in. The building was built approximately 50 years ago, and it has always been operating as a veterinary hospital. So there's some clean out that needs to be done. We need to make a little bit of changes on the inside to fit our needs. And of course, we are in baby season right now. We barely have time to eat, much less move. So we don't have a move-in date scheduled yet, but in the near future, we will be moving and relocating to our new home. And we will remain by appointment only, and the tours will be on certain scheduled days as we continue to grow and bring on staff. So ultimately, we will become an employer in the community.
Fantastic.
But we have a lot of potential and a lot of growth to do, but we want to do it very strategically so that we can hit everything and execute it with precision.
Yeah. Well, like any business, and you're in a charity, right? Wildlife rehabilitation is a passion for you at the moment. You're going to grow, as you just said, bringing on employees, but kind of hard to do that from a kitchen table. So you've got that first big building block and foundation there from the facility, which interestingly enough, Ben, in his college days lived like next door, he said. I'm not familiar. It's going to be 2100 Stone Mill Road, correct?
Correct.
And what town again? Is that
that's a Lancaster address, but it's Manor Township.
Manor Township. Okay, yeah. So 2100 Stone Mill Road, former veterinary hospital. Going to be a great facility to welcome in the public, see what you do, gain the education around these little critters and these little animals that are in your backyard. And maybe you can get better understanding and how to help protect their part of habitat, even though they're in your backyard. So that's kind of neat. So right now, you said you're in baby season and you're very busy. What are your biggest needs right now? And if people are so inclined to help, how could they help you? What could they help you with?
Well, with our announcement of moving, we have more space. We are going to need more equipment because we're going to be able to take in more animals. We're going to have more space for more volunteers to take care of more animals. So the number one need right now is cash donations. We will be within the next week or so officially launching a capacity campaign, which is going to allow us to expand our capacity. And that is to raise about $50,000, which will give us the ability to buy the shelving that we need and, put up the wall for the education room. And, we have to purchase more bins and more feeding stations and more tablets. So, because we are 100% paperless, we do everything electronically. There's just, as we are growing and increasing our capacity to the community, we have to have the supplies to do that. So our number one need right now is the cash donations. And then as we get in this space, we're going to be able to update our Amazon wish list with some very specific physical items if people are more comfortable with that. But that's going to be a little bit down the road.
Yeah, very good. And I'm assuming they can go to acornacreswr.com and donate through the website.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. We have page dedicated just for donate. We are using the Zephy platform, which is fabulous. I want to do a shout out to Zephy. It is fee free.
Oh, fantastic.
As the recipient, we do not pay any fees. There is an option for the donor to pay the fees. And if they choose not to, there are still no fees. So if somebody donates $100 to us, we get $100.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I've seen that there it says free forms by Zephy right there. I've seen that before where as the person donating, I always opt to pay the fees because I get it. I mean, I run a business. What we pay a month in credit card fees is astounding. And it's just part of our business, so we accept it. But in the donation world and the charity world, I completely get it. So that's really neat that they're doing that way. So that certainly helps you because you get about 3% more than you would otherwise. So that's fantastic. So we're on the growth path. We've got a brand new building coming down the line. When do we expect to move in? Did I miss that?
We do not have that
Not a date yet. Okay.
Working with the Tubas. So Pine Creek at Manor just moved out one Saturday. So that building has been occupied for 50 years. There's things that need to be gone through, sorted. We need to build out part of the existing lobby is going to be changing to our education room. So we have some stuff we need to do, and obviously we can't have our patients in there when we're doing the construction.
Sure.
So we don't have an official move-in date yet. But as soon as we do, I will absolutely be sure to scream it from the mountaintops. So we're going to have a big grand opening party. I want everybody to come out and enjoy it and continue to support us.
Love it. We'll make sure to support that too. And, maybe get you back on the show. Maybe even have the Ben and Jeff 2.0 come out. I don't know. We'll figure something out fun to support that growth and that big grand opening. So I know you're very busy with the baby season, so we'll let you go. Again, Betsy, thanks for all you do. AcornAcresWR.com is a place to go. As we just announced right here on Lancaster Connects, moving in a new facility to be determined yet exact open date, but 2100 Stone Mill Road in Manor Township. thank you to the Tumas for their generosity and partnering with Betsy and buying into her passion and her mission to help these little animals, squirrels. You call them woodchucks. I call them groundhogs. Some call them whistle pigs, but they're all the same thing. And so Betsy just really helps out these little ones that need the help and gets them back on their paws, I guess we could say. It gets them back into the trees and into the backyard, into the bushes where they belong. And so, Betsy, thank you so much for taking the time out and for breaking your big news to our guests. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. It was super fun to share this with you. I had seen Ben a couple weeks ago at a networking event, and I was like, I really hope we have some big news. And he's like, to share on the show, and I said, yep. So no, it was super fun, and I was glad to share it here with you guys first.
Yeah, love it. Well, we'll share it out to our list as we always follow up our shows each week with the highlights, and we'll certainly get it on our pages. So thank you so much, and we'll stay in tune or stay in touch. That is for when the big day is, for when you grand open. And again, folks, if you can donate, help Betsy out with the mission here, with the growth spurt that she's going to have, the foundation that the Tumas are helping to build, along with Betsy's expertise. acornacreswr.com is the place to go. Even if it's $5 or $50 or $500, they'll be more than happy to take a donation. And that's what they need right now. acornacreswr.com. Betsy, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's back. You guys are some of my favorites.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And we love you too. Thank you. And thanks for showing us Elliot. I hope he's okay. I hope he's resting on his little diva bed somewhere, having a good time.
That's exactly what he's doing. He went to bed.
Love it. Well, thank you, Betsy. And I think because of everything, the way this show was audibly done, right at the line of scrimmage, calling audibles all show, I think we covered all the bases. So on that note, I wish everybody a wonderful week. It's spring. It seems to be nice. Have a wonderful week, Lancaster. Take care. We'll see you next week.